Dear friends, the miraculous tree that once shaded the young Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam still stands tall to this day, unchanged and unwavering for over 1,500 years as a sign of divine honor. Every year, millions of people visit this sacred tree to witness its remarkable presence. It is known as the Sahabi Tree, or in English, the Blessed Tree. But how did this tree receive such a revered status? Nearly 1,500 years ago, during his youth, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam rested beneath this very tree. At that moment, a Christian monk watched from a distance, and what he saw left him utterly amazed. He witnessed a miraculous event, one that stunned him to the core. What happened next is truly extraordinary. A story so powerful that you too will be left in awe once you hear it. So, watch the video till the very end. And don't forget to send abundant blessings upon our beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And of course, make sure to subscribe to our channel to support more stories like this. As-salamu Alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. This story takes us back to the time when our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was just a young boy. According to some narrations, he was around 9 years old at the time. It was during this period that his uncle, Abu Talib, decided to set out on a journey to Syria. Back then, the Quraysh used to undertake 2 major trade expeditions each year, one in the summer towards Syria, and the other in the winter towards Yemen. His uncle, Abu Talib, decided to set out on a trade journey with a few companions. It was summertime, so their destination was the land of Sham, which is present-day Syria. At that time, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was under the loving care and protection of his uncle, Abu Talib. Some narrations mention that Abu Talib initially intended to go on the journey alone. However, the young Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam earnestly pleaded to accompany him. Abu Talib said to him, "My dear son, this journey will be long, and we may face many hardships and dangers along the way." But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not give up. He kept requesting, saying, "I want to be a part of this caravan." Abu Talib loved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam immensely and always considered him as his own son. It was because of this deep affection that he finally agreed to take the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam along with him. However, behind this decision was the will of Allah, for it was during this very journey that the first signs of prophethood of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam were revealed to the world. It is written in history that this journey took place around the year 580 AD. The Quraysh caravan, after traveling continuously, arrived at the Wadi-e-Sham region. There they found a tree with a thick shade. Upon seeing this tree, the Quraysh decided to rest under its shade. The caravan stopped in front of the tree, and they let their camels and other animals roam freely in the open field. A little distance from this place was a church and a Christian hermitage. Some Christians used to engage in the worship of Allah there. Among those hermits was one whose name was Buhaira. His real name was Georgius, but due to his excessive devotion, people called him Buhaira. At that time, Buhaira was watching the caravan approach through the window. Usually he did not show much interest in any caravan, but this one immediately caught his attention. He noticed that a piece of cloud was hovering like a shadow over some of the people in the caravan. It was summertime and the sun was extremely hot, yet the cloud was providing shade wherever they went. Upon seeing this, Buhaira was astonished. Along with this event, Buhaira witnessed another miraculous sight. When all the people of the caravan began to sit under the shade of the tree, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the youngest among them. Therefore, he waited until everyone else had settled down before he sat down anywhere. But the shade of the tree was limited, and there were many people in the caravan. In such a situation, the tree miraculously spread its branches and provided shade over Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Buhaira was witnessing everything with his own eyes. He was utterly amazed and overwhelmed by this sight. Then, when the Quraysh caravan stopped under the tree, Buhayra told his fellow monks to invite the people of the caravan for food. Upon hearing this, the Quraysh were very surprised, as this monk had never before invited any caravan to eat. So what special event happened today that he invited us? Everyone set off for the food, but Prophet ﷺ was left behind there as the guardian of the belongings and animals. Afterward, Buhayra personally served food to all the members of the caravan and began to observe each of them closely. It is said that the purpose behind Buhayra's invitation to the meal was one thing: to find the Prophet ﷺ. This was because he was a scholar of the scriptures and well aware of all the signs of prophethood. When he observed everyone attentively, no one seemed particularly different to him. However, he had already witnessed the miraculous sight of the cloud and the tree's branches. So, he asked the members of the caravan, "Is there anyone in this caravan who is not present here now?" Hearing this, one of the caravan members said, "No, everyone is here." But then another person said, "No, we left Muhammad bin Abdullah behind there." As soon as he heard this, Buhayra said, "Shame on us. We are here eating to our fill, while he is left there without food." Then he called for the Prophet ﷺ to be invited to the feast. When the Prophet ﷺ entered the hermitage, the entire place was illuminated. At that moment, Buhayra's full attention was focused on him. As the Prophet sat down to eat, Buhayra also sat beside him. The Prophet ﷺ began eating after saying Bismillah. Buhayra, while observing the Prophet's noble face, began searching for signs of prophethood. However, he felt that in order to be certain, he needed to ask some questions. Then Buhayra said, "I swear by Lat and Uzza, I will ask you some questions and you must answer them truthfully." Then Prophet ﷺ said, "Do not even mention their names in front of me. I despise them the most." This was a very strong evidence for Buhayra, as such hatred towards idol worship could only be held by Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. After that, Buhayra asked Prophet ﷺ about his sleeping habits and the behavior of the wind. In fact, Buhayra had knowledge of the signs of prophethood, and he was witnessing these signs coming to life before his very eyes. When the questioning session ended, Buhayra said, "I would like to see your blessed back." Upon the Prophet ﷺ's permission, Buhayra saw the seal of prophethood on his sacred back, and his belief became even stronger. Now, he had no more doubt that you were indeed the last prophet of Allah. After this, Buhayra turned to Hazrat Abu Talib radiyallahu ta'ala anhu and asked, "What is the relationship of this boy with you?" In response, Abu Talib said, "This is my son." Hearing this, Buhayra paused for a moment and then asked again, "Is this boy really your own son?" To which he replied, "Yes, this is my son." Then Buhayra said, "This cannot be. My knowledge tells me that this boy's parents are not alive." Upon hearing this, Abu Talib said, "Yes, it is true. His father passed away before his birth, and his mother also passed away a few years later. In fact, this boy is my nephew." Hearing all this, Buhayra said, "This boy is no ordinary person. He is the last prophet and messenger of Allah. His name is written in many books. I have read them myself. You should take this boy away from here immediately. If the Romans or the Jews learn about him, they will try to harm him." When Abu Talib heard all these words, he immediately cancelled the journey and decided to return straight to Makkah. The other Quraysh members had also witnessed all these events and heard Buhayra's words, but due to their misfortune and hardened hearts, they did not pay much attention to it. Dear friends, although our beloved Prophet ﷺ did not stay long under the shade of the Sahabi tree, Allah honored this tree with such a status that it became a symbol of miraculous reverence. The Sahabi tree, also known as Al-Bukayawiyah, is located in Safawi, Jordan, about 150 kilometers from the capital city, Amman. This ancient pistachio tree is over 1,500 years old, and it stands along the old trade route that once connected Mecca and Damascus. Even though there are no other trees or vegetation within hundreds of square kilometers around it, this tree still stands alive and thriving. It may seem unbelievable that such an ancient tree has survived for so long, but this is a true and well-recorded reality, one that continues to inspire awe and reflection. Dear friends, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon beside it to stay updated. Thank you for watching.